Beth and I were leading a workshop for about 150 people. It was at the Marriott at the airport, not that far from here. And in the middle of my talk, in the beginning stage of it, I tripped over a couple of words. And I had what we call a shame attack. I began instantly obsessing about how I had messed up. I was feeling enormously foolish, and I was terrified that everybody in the audience was judging me as harshly as I was judging myself. Many of you in this group know this experience. Heat flooded me. Adrenaline was shooting like geysers, and I had to work really, really hard to stay on task. My mind was distracting me significantly. So the next day of this 2-day conference, Beth and I meet up, and she looks at me and she said, "So how was last night?" And I immediately start telling her about how I had had a conversation with my husband and told him about how I had messed up by tripping over my words. And she stared at me and looked and said, "I don't have any idea what you're talking about." And in that moment, I realized that I had been under the spell of my inner critic. I had been so convinced by its authoritative voice that I really had messed up as badly as it had said, that I never even checked it out with her. She was in the same room with me. So she would have been the voice of reason. She would have been able to give me feedback. I do trust that if I had asked her and I had messed up, she would have validated that. Well, the inner critic does exactly that. It makes up a story. It makes up a story based on emotion. The emotion was fear. The emotion is shame. And it takes that emotion and it exaggerates it and magnifies it and makes it so much bigger than it actually is. So that something that's insignificant becomes the only thing I was able to focus on. And together, we started to think about, what is this about? What is it that happens that we can be confident and we can be successful, and in a flash, we can get emotionally hijacked into this place of feeling like a puddle of terror and not be able to hold our own. And what we know is that being confident and successful isn't sufficient. We have to learn about the nature of the way the inner mind works, the way that criticism and shame get connected to emotion and body sensation. We need to question the credibility of these ideas that we hold. We need to deconstruct what the messages really are and begin looking at them from an adult perspective. And that when we do that, we then get to take back and claim our confidence. We then get to be able to do the work that we want to do and have the impact that we want to have, and we get to support and sustain our resilience.